Welcome to eDesk Travel. This is the main screen of our system, where travel agents can manage everything in one place, designed like a desktop where each shortcut is a function. You have a complete database of clients, suppliers, and sub-agents, or commercial clients. You can manage accounting with your suppliers and agents, track income and expenses, and even your other accounts like Visa or banks. Another special key is the docket. The docket is the passenger file that includes all the trip details in one place. The services, the passengers' details, and the accounting for the passengers. Let's take an example. A family of 4 traveling from Rome to Dubai. You booked their flights, hotel, airport transfer, and the day tour in Dubai. Normally, each service comes from a different supplier, and sometimes even in a different currencies. But with eDesk Travel, all these services are collected in one travel file, the trip file or the passenger file. This makes it easy to track, manage, and follow up on every details of the trip. Now, let's open the docket and explore how everything is organized inside. I have the docket here. I already prepared it. So you can see this is the window of the passenger file. On the left side, I have a list with a basic information. The first part is the services and the details of the services. Here I have the second part, which is the passenger's details. And on the right side, we have the accounting. Let's start with the first detail. It's the number of the docket, 48, the issue date, and the branch. Here I have the start date and the end date of the file. The title is the default taken from the first name of the first passenger. The docket type and category is something that gives you the control with what's the source of your deal or what's the type, because if you want to do some reports in the end of the month or do some statistics like which passengers was in a family trip or honeymoon or inbound or domestic, so here with this field you can manage and organize all the files. And the category is representing the source of the file. For example, if you have some ads in the Facebook or the Instagram and you want to follow up of your promotion in the social media, you can set in this field what's the source of this docket, so you can manage that after that. Business client is referred to a commercial client or sub-agent that you want to connect this docket to it and do the accounting, follow up and everything. Here I have the clerk name, the one who owned the docket, the employee. And the payment date is the date, it's a due date for the payment that if it comes and the docket with balance minus, the system will notify you that you bought a payment date and the date is coming and the balance is not zero. Here I have attachment. I can attach any external file, for example, a photo or a PDF file or Word file, anything outside of the system, I can put it. In the export, I can see itinerary, account statement, agreement, things that I can send. The itinerary is the most common PDF file that contains all the details of the flight and the hotel and the VIP transfer and the day tour in one PDF with your logo, with the details, with everything. So you can send it direct from the system to the email of the client. The import, if you want an important note, you just put some text and save. So you will have also a red hand. And if you want just to input remarks or anything, if you have two employees working on the same file, they can add notes to each other. Now, let's dive into the services. Here you can see I have flight, hotel, VIP, transfer, and day tour. So each service has the name, the passenger's number, the start date and the end date, a small description, the PNR or the reservation number, the amount, the ceiling price, and here I can see the supplier. If I want to open the flight, so this is how the services look like. It's 4 parts. The first one is who's the supplier who I purchased from the service. The second part is the details of the service. The third part is the supplier and the customer pricing, how much the total cost and how much was my markup, my profit, and how much the ceiling price. And here this is the VAT number, the VAT because of the flight. So I have 0. If I open the hotel, I will see that include VAT. And here is the ceiling price. The same thing of the hotel. I'll see the suppliers. The difference is between the hotel and the flight is the details. So you can see here I have different details because it's hotel. So there is a check-in date, check out, the country, the area, the hotel name, and the room with the type of the room, the base, the price of the room, and the sale price of the room. That the cost was 2,500. I want to sell it 2,700. So I insert the values, then I press on calculate. So if you see here, I have the total cost is 2,500. The ceiling price is 2,700, but the markup is 200. So this will be connected to the payment voucher for supplier. This will be my tax invoice for my income. Will be the ceiling price for the customer. And here you can see include VAT because I put that. Like I can choose even if the service include VAT or 0 VAT or half. Here I can see it's 5%. So the amount that I have to pay is 9.52 USD. If I back to the flight, I will see the details of the flight is 2 transactions from Rome to Dubai. And this is the details. You can see the details of the flight. Here, the departure code of the airport, the arrival airport. This is the airlines with the number, the departure date and time, the arrival date and time, and here the return flight. If I want to change something, just I'm gonna select it and press on the edit. So you can see all the fields filled with the details. I can change. After that, I press add. Now I have round trip, 2 transactions from Rome to Dubai and Dubai to Rome with the necessary details. Here is the pricing. If I want to do price per passenger, I can choose the price per passenger, then calculate. So the system will calculate the total amount of the base fare. We'll put it here. The total amount of the taxes, we'll put it here. And the total cost as well. The ceiling price will be in this field, and the difference between ceiling price and total cost is my markup, my profit. That's it. And you can pay attention to the dates. I have the issue date, cancellation date, and payment date. And of course, status. If I want request, waiting list, cancel, it depends because sometimes the supplier give me the service with waiting list. So I want to pay attention to this service. I have to check with the supplier. And the same for the other services. Now you can see the details of the passengers who is on this trip. You can see on the left side of the word accounting, I have service sales. This is the price or the amount for the selling price of all the services. You can do some calculation and make sure that everything is good. So 6,450 is the amount that should be paid by the client. Here, my profit. If I press double click on this row, I will see markup include VAT. This is the amount. This is the VAT that I should pay. Markup zero VAT. This is the amount. This is the amount of the VAT and what's I have remained. And here I have my profit, the total profit, and here my sales. It's like some summaries. And if this hotel was in euro, I can just open it and change it to euro. And always I will see how much 1 euro equal to the rates of USD, and the local currency here is AED. So this is for multi currencies managed, but I will not update. Now we have here minus 6,450. Why? Because the amount that the customer should pay me is 6,450. He didn't pay anything. The customer want to pay, I have to issue a receipt for him. So this is REC, shortcut of receipt. When I press on this button, I will issue a receipt. This is the date of the receipt. Here, I'm gonna choose the one who will pay. This is the ways. Let's assume cash with 2,000. Add and print and create. Sorry. When I create, always the system asks me if I want to print. Let's see how it will be. This is the logo. This is the details of your office. And this is the VAT number. This is the number of the receipt, the name, issue date, credit account. It's the number of the docket, and issue date, issue by the clerk. And here is the amount. If I have some remarks, I can put it here. Now you can see that the estimated balance become minus 4,450. Why? Because I credited the file with 2,000 USD. So the remaining amount is 4,450. So the question for this value is the total amount of all the services minus all the amount of the credited, just the credit, receipts, or Docket transfer. If I did a credit debit action, like transferred money from Docket to other Docket, those actions will affect this, the estimated balance. So if I credit the Docket, the estimated will be affected. And it's very important because when I want to see how many files are debited and the passengers should pay me, I just have to look on the estimated balance, then I can know how much. And of course, I can do some search every day, like who's the passengers will travel tomorrow, and I will check their estimated balance for their files. So I can see that if all the people that want to travel tomorrow paid all the amounts that they should pay. That's it, simple. Now I can see the accounting balance in the docket is plus 2,000 USD. Why and how can I affect this balance? Think just for half minute. As I told you, the document that was make this amount is the receipt because the receipt credited the docket. I entered money to this file. How can I get out money from this file? When I issue the payment voucher or the tax invoice will affect the docket. It will debit the docket and credit the financial for the suppliers and the accounts for my income. So let's do that. I want to close the payment with the hotel supplier. So this is supplier test. I will close the payment. So with right click on the row of the hotel, I'm gonna create close voucher. This will issue two documents. The first document will be the payment voucher, the amount that I should pay to the supplier. And the second voucher is my markup, the amount that I have to insert to my income account. This is the date of the documents. Now you can see this is the first, it's voucher for supplier with 2,500. This is the total cost. So when I enter the accounting for the supplier named supplier test, I will see that there is a document equal to 2,500 that I have to pay. So this is the amount. And the second one is the tax invoice for my income with 200 USD include VAT. Here is the account for my income. Now you can see that the accounting balance become minus 700, but the estimated balance still 4,450. Now let's assume that the customer wants to pay all the amount. Just I press on the receipt. 4,450 USD. I want to pay with bank transfer, like he paid me with bank transfer. This is the reference number, for example, and I have to select the passenger or the customer name. That's it. Add. And here I can, if you want to receive this amount in a different bank, you will set up your bank's names. That's it. I will create. No need for print. Now you can see that the estimated balance becomes zero because I received all the amount that should be paid for the four services. And regarding the accounting balance, it becomes 3,750 because I entered money with 6,450, the total of this amount, and didn't finish the payment with the supplier. So just click, or we have auto voucher. I want to issue voucher. I pressed on the thunder here. I have auto vouchers. This will issue all the vouchers for all the services in the docket. Now you can see I have payment voucher with 2,440 to Emirates, 300 for transfer, and 499 to supplier X. And here I have three tax invoices, my income, but here because the tax invoice with zero VAT, you can see the difference with the zero here. Now you can see the accounting balance and the estimate balance are zero because the amount that was debited is equal to the amount was credited. I received money and I divided to the suppliers and the accounts for my income. So this is how I can manage the accounting with the passengers. But if the passenger want an invoice to show like which services I provided him and how many who should pay. When I press on INV here, I will receive Proforma invoice. It should be done before the payment, but it's okay. Just I want to show you. Here I have the four services, the total amount. If I want with detailed, I just show service full detailed, and that's it. Let's create, and I'm gonna say show you how it will be. So you can see the details of your office with logo, Proforma invoice. The first thing is the flight with the amount, the ceiling price with the details. And here the hotel with the details. And here is the VIP transfer and the day tour. And the total amount is here. If I want to insert the bank account details, I just put it here. Whatever I want. And that's it. And also I can show total in local currency. So I want without the details. Let's remove it and print. I want to show the customer in USD and AED. If he wants to pay in dollar, he can. If he wants to pay in dirham, he can also. And here you can see it's without details and just amount. And if I want to send just an itinerary with all the details of the trip, with my logo, with my everything, I just export the itinerary. You can see here, it's a free text. I can add anything, or you can prepare a const in the letters, like I want just to copy paste. For example, the COVID, I prepared some instructions. So this text will be attached to the itinerary. I will show you. This is the travel itinerary. The details, trip duration 7 days from Rome to Dubai. I can hide this details or even hide all the passenger list, just show the details of the services. You can see the flight with the PNR, the details, everything. The same of the hotel. Here is the hotel, the PNR or the reservation, the name, the check-in, the check-out, everything. Also the VIP transfer from Dubai International Airport to the Atlas, the Palm with the dates and the day tour. And here is the text. It's one PDF file, contains everything. I can download it or I can send it via email. So this is how you can manage everything in one file. And of course, each customer has the history. Now, if Mark wants to know the previous trips or previous files, just press double click on Mark. You will see the details, and here you will see the dockets and the services. This is the history of each passenger. Thank you very much. If you need any assistance or you have any questions, just contact our technical support. Thank you for listening.